Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in today's video, we are talking about the risks of staking crypto assets.
Nice.
So whether you're currently staking or you're looking into it as a way to earn above average returns, why not? If your crypto is just sitting there, make some passive income, you're going to want to watch to the very end. So before I dive in, I've got 7 risks today that I want to cover. How are you doing, Brian?
Hey, Michelle, I'm doing great. And thanks for doing this, because this is an important topic, because you can earn some serious passive income staking crypto. But like we always say on the channel, as with any investment, it's critical you know what you're getting into. DYOR, do your own research, right?
Absolutely.
And we've done a few videos on staking crypto, and we'll make sure to drop them below in the link if you haven't checked them out yet. Before we dive into the risk of staking, Michelle, let's start with the basics for those that haven't watched the videos, or just a refresher for those that had. Let's back it up a little bit. And can you tell me, what is staking crypto?
Sure. So simply put, staking crypto is where you lease out your crypto for a specific period of time to a blockchain in order to earn rewards in the form of more crypto.
Okay.
So it's similar to stock dividend payouts in that they're both a form of passive income, or it's like a savings account that pays interest, except for most savings accounts don't pay much interest. These actually do, but in theory, it helps you understand. So
and we talked about that in another video.
Yes, we did. Right. Staking generates income. Because you're rewarded for pledging your crypto assets to support the blockchain network. So staking is how new transactions are added to the blockchain. Similar to mining in this way that miners dedicate computing power to the blockchain, but stakers dedicate coins, and both are rewarded in more crypto. Right. So Brian, this is important because you can only stake cryptocurrencies that use the proof of stake model versus proof of work model. So proof of stake, POS, Ethereum, a lot of your altcoins, right? Your Cardanos, your Cosmos, your you name it, versus the proof of work model, which is Bitcoin.
So what you're saying there is you cannot stake Bitcoin then?
Correct.
Because of the type of model that it is.
Okay. Correct. Yeah, that's proof of work. So only proof of stake.
You know, what you just, the basics, you explaining what staking crypto is, reminds me very specifically of dividend paying stocks. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for in the crypto world. And you've got to, like you said, stake. Well, if you're holding your stocks that pay dividends, you get paid dividends.
Yeah.
You stake it. Staking is similar to holding, if I'm not correct, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You hold it, put it in there, and get paid in more crypto.
That makes sense. Easier to understand that way. So let's go into, Michelle, what are your risks that you want to talk about today?
All right. So the market risk is our first one. The biggest potential risk when staking crypto is the negative price movement in the crypto asset that's staked. So for example, if you're earning 15% APY a year, but the asset drops 25% over the year, you're going to lose. That's going to be a hefty loss, right?
Right.
So this is one thing when I first started staking, I was like, oh, look at that APY, look at this APY. And some of them are really high. And this is why people need to be careful picking what they're going to stake based on APY alone, because doing that, you can get into a lot of trouble if you lock up, which is our second one. I'll roll right into this. If you lock up your crypto, which sometimes you have to do, it just depends on the staking pool, you can lose a ton. So you have to look at the bigger picture here. And I'm going to roll into number 2. So that was market, the market risk. The second is lockup periods. So some crypto assets, depends on what they are, right, have lockup periods where you cannot access what you staked for a specific duration of time. Okay. So for example, let's take Atom, which is Cosmos.
Gotcha.
I'm currently staking this. I'm not shilling the coin. I'm just giving this as an example. If you stake this coin, if you stake Atom, you have to wait 21 days to move your assets. So when you unstake it, you don't, what happens is let's say tomorrow I wanted to go sell my Atom. Let's call it Cosmos. If I wanted to do that, I would have to go and say, okay, I'm wanting to unstake these. I can't get access to that for 21 days. And during the 21 days, I don't earn rewards. I'm not getting any more crypto.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
Called it like an unbonding period.
Okay.
All right. So no big deal, except for this can be risky if the price of the staked asset drops quickly and you can't unstake it quickly enough to sell it.
Sure.
So, in fact, you can incur significant losses in overall returns should the price like plummet and you can't get it out fast enough.
Makes sense.
An easy way, here's a way to mitigate it because, there's without risk, there's no reward.
Sure.
So it is risky, but an easy way to mitigate this is to plan ahead to sell, right? So have a strategy on your exit strategy and how you're going to get out of specific coins. Like for example, I said, I stake Cosmos and I closely watch the price action. I've also pulled out my initial investment way early on. So I'm staking profit at this point.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I like that strategy.
Right. And if lockup periods make you too nervous, just avoid staking a crypto asset that requires it. Certain ones don't. There are others where you can pull it in and out pretty quickly. So.
What you said here in number one, the market risk, the number one risk, it'd be a market risk, reminds me of, again, dividend paying stocks.
Yes.
Due to the fact that you don't just buy for the dividend. There's a reason why that dividend is so big, right? And the yield is so high because maybe it's just not worth owning in the first place, right?
Exactly.
And then second, the lockup periods, as far as being a risk, reminds me of annuities.
Right.
With their surrender charge periods where you have to hold it for a certain amount of time. So what you're talking about today is very similar to other types of investments, and that may help our consumers understand that a little bit more.
Absolutely. And it just goes down to these risks, these are not necessarily negative things. They're just risks you need to be aware of so that you can make the best decision possible.
You're exactly right.
And don't get caught with what's that saying? Don't get caught with your pants down. Be careful. So
number three, though, let's go to number three, Michelle. What is your number three risk?
Liquidity.
Okay.
If you stake a coin that has little to no liquidity on the exchanges, it may be difficult for you to sell or convert your returns when time comes. So just to mitigate this risk, avoid obscure coins that may have a higher APY and instead stake crypto assets with a higher trading volume. That's it. I mean, it's a pretty easy one.
That's the same as like with penny stocks.
Exactly.
Great comparison.
You can go to whatever it is, CoinGecko, and you can see what's the volume and go from there. So
perfect. Okay. That's pretty easy to understand. Okay. Number four.
All right. The time it takes to receive your rewards. So the rewards duration can be a risk if the rewards are paid out over a longer period of time. Some crypto staking assets offer daily staking payouts, so they'll pay you out daily.
Okay.
Others do not. Some you have to wait for 7 days or more. It just depends. Again, it depends on the pool, it depends on the coin, depends on a lot of things. So while you won't have any issues with the APY, if the asset that you're staking pays out every week instead of every day, you won't be able to restake or reinvest your rewards faster.
Makes sense.
So for example, right now, I am not shilling a coin at all, but I stake sand in the sandbox. I get paid out every week. Great. Other coins I have, it takes longer to get my rewards. So just depends. And again, a way to mitigate this, if you really want your money and you want to start compounding faster, is just to stake crypto assets that offer daily payouts. Easy breezy.
Okay, that's a good point. Or,
Yeah.
okay, so you have a little bit of both.
Mhm.
So you're kind of diversified. Some
I'm
pay out daily,
diversified.
some pay out weekly.
Absolutely.
That makes
Totally.
sense
And it
too.
also depends on how much you have in there. You know, if you're staking in a few $100 of something, whatever, right? I mean, it is not whatever, but it's also different amounts and you're right, different payout schedules. So it is
It's kind of like
diversified.
layering CDs or layering annuities
Sure. Yeah,
where
absolutely.
different variations, different amounts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What is your number 5 risk?
Okay. So number 5 is project failure.
Okay.
Another reason not to focus on crypto assets with the highest staking rewards is the potential of project failure. And again, this also goes back to the liquidity. If
Yeah.
you're staking a coin with a project that hits a roadblock or literally just disappears, goes out of business, you're going to lose your
That
staked
was
asset.
called a
Probably.
rug pull?
A what? Yeah.
A
Yeah.
rug pull?
A rug pull. Exactly. So before staking, here, we've always talked about this on this channel. It boils down to do your research, learn the project fundamentals, who's the team behind it, what's the technology behind it. I mean, you really need to do your research.
Yes.
Remember that when you're staking, you're helping the network grow. So select a cryptocurrency that you believe has value and has various applications in the real world, because those are the ones that have a better chance of making it. They have a healthy demand. They have a better price. You know what I mean? Their price is not, it tends to not just be, you know, I mean, crypto does that, but there are some coins that go crazy. And also, you know, if you have something you believe in and it brings value to the world, has solid project fundamentals, it hopefully will be around for years to come. So don't just stake something for the high return, because you may end up losing it all. At that point, I would call it gambling. If you're just in it for the cash, you want to really remember you are helping networks grow.
So. Yeah, you know, that's a great point. I like this one because think about, is your project that you're looking into staking, is it in the media? Is it good media reviews? Is there in the Twitter feed or whatever social media outlet? Is there a lot of good reviews of it? You see a lot of people following it and getting involved with it. Yeah. So,
and there's some that I've been staking for a while that no one talked about, but I did my own research and I knew, I was like, you know what, this project's going to solve something this world needs. I'm going to back it.
And see, that's what it comes down to. It's funny, when I was in Miami at the Bitcoin conference, Michelle, that's what they talked about. Finding projects that had value, that really their goal was to help the world be a better place. So,
absolutely. 100%.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So number 6, what's number 6 on your list?
Okay. Technology limitations. All right, here we go. Yeah, right. If you stake assets on an exchange, such as like Binance or Kraken or whatever, it's pretty simple to stake and earn rewards. It's a button, right? Stake it, chink. However, if you're staking in a DeFi space or through a third-party wallet, it can take a bit of technical know-how to get them staked. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent going, wait, how do I connect with that? But anyway, so I'll give you an example. So I mentioned I own some sand. I recently decided to stake my sand on the sandbox, in the sandbox, on the site, whatever you call it. So sand is the utility and governance token that's used throughout the sandbox's metasphere, right?
Sure.
They are leaving the Ethereum network and they're moving to the Polygon network. The issue is that sand is currently an ERC20 token and is on the Ethereum network. Okay, sure. Sounds good. Here we go. So to encourage people to move to the Polygon network, holders must convert their sand, remember that's an ERC20 token, to what they're calling M-Sand, which is on the Polygon network. All right, sounds simple, but not so much. So figuring out how to do this and doing it with as little gas fees as possible was not so easy. It took a few hours of YouTube tutorials and reading articles on how to figure it out, because
thank you, YouTube.
right? Exactly. So if you're not confident in your technology skills, You neither just need to get help or avoid staking assets that, where it takes planes, trains, and automobiles to stake. And I did it because I believe in sand. I love it. I want to support the Polygon network. I love Polygon. And, I was like, all right, I'll do this. And it's now that I know how to do it, it's not that difficult. But you start moving cryptocurrency from one place to another, you better have that address right. It's gone. I mean, there's no centralized number you can call and say, hey, excuse me, can you give me back my 420 sand, please? I don't know where it went. Thank you. It doesn't work like that. So, and it's no centralized number. So it's really up to you to do your research and just know your limitations. And I'm not the most tech savvy lady in the planet, but I did my research. I spent the time doing it.
Good job on that. I like that. And you mentioned planes, trains, and automobiles. That is a heck of a movie.
No, I love it. It's a good one, right?
I haven't heard that in a long time.
I haven't either.
Okay, so we're down to number 7, Michelle. And I'm sure you're going to mention that this one is a very important one. And that's brought up in the media daily. So
yeah, well, that's mainly because I think it's a narrative or it's an agenda being pushed. But loss or theft is the last one. And it is very important. There are people preying on us online, and it just gets worse by the day.
Sure.
So, but as with any investment or asset, your crypto assets are vulnerable to theft or loss. It's not just crypto. Right. So, it could be anything. So make sure that you remember your private keys. If you have a wallet, which you should, and also no matter what type of wallet it is, make sure you remember your private keys. If you don't, you won't be able to access it. In addition, you don't want to store your passwords or recovery phrases on your computer.
Right.
So Ledger Wallet, they've started this, Ledger has started a series on loss or theft, and they're going around and they're interviewing real people who've had this happen. And one of their first videos they did, I watched it, I think I'm pretty savvy, but I can always learn on how to protect myself even more. I watched it, and this man was talking about how he went to get out some crypto from his wallet and it was missing. It was gone. And had been gone for a long time. So he wasn't checking it. But really what had happened is he had stored his recovery phrase in his email as a draft. And they had gotten in there and they know what to look for. And he had done it in four words here, 4 words here, 4 words here in different emails. And they just scanned it and put them together. And guess what? They got it. So that's just, again, that's just, don't do that with your bank account.
Right.
It's basic. It's not basic. It's just, it applies to all investments.
Well, that makes sense. You wouldn't give out your PIN number and post it in your email for people. If someone got your wallet or whatever and take your cards and start poking in your PIN numbers, you just wouldn't do that. So that makes good sense. So for sure.
And another thing, like this is another thing on privacy, self-reliance, protecting your assets from anybody really, or organizations. I'll leave it at that. Apps that allow you to hold your private keys when you stake are a better choice than staking on an exchange or through third-party staking platforms. Now, sometimes you can't do that. You have to go through the third-party staking platform. But like, for example, with Cardano, I stake Cardano on my Ledger wallet. So it's my wallet. And I use a third-party wallet to connect it. But I'm holding my own keys, my private keys, but I'm able to stake and earn rewards and accumulate more ADA. So it's really, when it comes to it, if you can hold not your keys, not your crypto. That's the very famous saying. It's not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. I can't say that enough. So if it's on an exchange, guess what? Not your crypto. If it's in your wallet, your crypto. So you're just going to have to really, all of these go back to weighing, what is it that you want to, what do you want to do? What do you believe in? How much money are you looking to make? How long are you willing to keep it in a specific place? And just look at the big picture and just decide, some of these to me, they may seem more of a risk to someone else.
Sure.
Just what can you tolerate?
This was good.
Yeah. That's all I have. Those are our 7.
But and think of it this way, Michelle. Thank you for putting this together. This is no different than any investment that's out there in the marketplace. And me being in a financial advisor for 25 plus years now, you look at that, every one of these risks, Michelle, we're very similar to the same type of risks that are out there in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and whatever, variable annuities, whatever it may be. It's very similar. So this is just a rehash, but understanding that staking crypto is a whole new world for some. People are stepping into it. And this is a reminder of here's some risks.
Exactly. And it's the Wild West out there with crypto. You know, I mean, this is changing and evolving very quickly. And then there are bad actors out there. You just have to really be careful. And again, the number one thing is I got into crypto years ago because I want to be financially sovereign. And I don't trust banks and I don't trust anyone else just to hold my money. And I really believe in the power that you know, like for example, Bitcoin, like it's sovereign, right? It's mine. So with that, it's there. You're not calling. There is no bank number to call. Good luck. You think MetaMask is going to? I don't even think they have a number. You know what I mean? Like, yes, if you have trouble or if something happens, yes, you can email them. But you send something to the wrong wallet, or you stake something that declines 55% in value in a week. There's nobody that's going to guarantee you anything. And that's the beauty of it. Really, it's up to you. It's your money. So there you go.
This is great.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone who stayed on to the end. Do you have any other questions, Brian, or can I wrap this bad boy up?
I am good on that. I understand it. And folks, the key is do your own research. Like Michelle's gave some great tips in here on how to do the research, what to look for, what mistakes to watch out for out there. But again, this is your money. You're in control of it. Make the best of it.
Absolutely. And on that note, if you like the content of this video, hit that like button and also do subscribe to our channel so you never miss another video from us on how to stop being a transaction and become an informed consumer with a solid and hopefully profitable financial future.
It's always about the money.
Yeah, right? Always. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everybody.